to Japan Spirit. I'm Kawatani Takashi.
And I'm Han Nguyen. Joining our programs today, we'll welcome Dr. Masaomi Ise, and he is a pioneer of the cool Japan spirit, and he's enjoying more than 50,000 subscribers to his blog called Japan on the Globe, or 国際派日本人養成講座. And Dr. Ise also served as the president of a subsidiaries of a manufacturing company in Kentucky, US. And I heard you also
also in Italy.
In Italy,
yeah.
Yes. And where, may I know where in Italy?
It's in Turin.
Oh, Turin, Italy. Dr. Ise is a PhD in management from UC Berkeley, and he gave lectures at universities in Japan, and also the author of the 4 best-selling books on Japanese culture, dedicated to remind Japanese people about their original strengths as a nation, and 2 of which we will introduce in this week's program and the next program. And we'll feature this dialogue with Mr. Ise in 2 parts, and part 1 is 3-way winds, or Sampo Yoshi. It's about the cornerstone of Japanese time management and its roots, as well as the challenges it faces today.
Okay, right. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. I'm very happy to hear you here.
Yes, very pleased to have you here. When you were working overseas as president of your subsidiary manufacturing company, you wrote in your book, you experienced firsthand, 事業は人なり, or business is people. And you kept telling your staff or people, as long as you build people, profit will come our way.
Yeah, that's true.
How did you do that, Dr. Ise? Yes.
Okay. Let me use a simple arithmetic for illustration. Suppose there is a company with 1,000 people. Okay. One day, the president thinks how to improve the profit. And he thought, if I work, say, 100% more than now, what could be the profit? And then he ended up just adding another person to a 1,000 people company. Okay, but he alternatively thought that what could happen if I train each employee so that they can work 10% better than now? Then he would get 100 people more. I would say any wise president would take the latter approach.
Oh, I see.
It's a very simple
mathematics.
Mathematics, yes.
Oh.
So the most important job for the president is to develop the people. But at the same time, this training shouldn't be limited to individual skills and knowledge. They need to develop good teamwork within the company. So that I would believe that a team of average players, for example, in baseball, can sometimes better than a team of superstars with no teamwork.
No teamwork.
So it's like some of the individuals. I mean, team is better than the sum of the individuals or independent individual activities separately. But when it comes to profit, does it come our way as long as people start working like that?
That's true. Yeah, because people can think what is the best way for them to do.
I see.
Okay. And they can work together to achieve the same goal.
Think for themselves. For themselves.
Right, yes.
The initiative. I see. Okay, that's the ultimate culture of the workplace for any managers.
That's
I believe.
Right, yes.
Okay. What is one thing you think? What do you think is your biggest lesson or learning lesson of your overseas experience, except this 事業は人なり or through this 事業は人なり?
My experience is that people are people, the same worldwide. So I do this practice in Japan, but I did the same in Italy or America, but just with the same result.
Same results.
Yeah, people are much more motivated and think of the company as a whole, and they like to work together.
That's what we want to hear. Yes. When you get to the essence of the management or leading people or working with people, you're saying that crosses cultural national boundaries. Okay, very nice. Okay, moving on to one of the keywords in your books, Sampo Yoshi.
Yes.
Three-way wins, Sampo Yoshi. And you define that as the cornerstone of Japanese management. Would you like to explain what it is all about first?
Okay, so Hassan, could you show us?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, three-way means sellers win, buyers win, and the communities win. Sellers are employees and shareholders. So companies provide good opportunities for employees to work and to earn livelihood as well as to grow. And they also need to make good profit to return shareholders appropriate earnings for the capital they provide. Okay, let me share with you an interesting case for sellers win.
Yes.
Mr. Konosuke Matsushita, the founder of Matsushita Electric, or present-day Panasonic. At the time of Great Depression in 1930s, the sales of the company dropped sharply, and the warehouse was full of finished products. Okay, and many other companies started to lay off their employees. Okay, and one day Konosuke asked all the people to gather. Okay, and then they suspected that they would be laid off too. But what Konosuke told astonished them. He said, from tomorrow, the factory will work only half day, but you will be paid the full amount of daily salaries. Instead, for the rest of the day, please do your best to sell the stock, including all the workers. Okay? And so I do not want to lose you, skillful workers, and also lose our customers' trust on Matsushita. So hearing this, the employees were very much excited and tried hard to sell products. Okay, so and the warehouse was emptied quite soon. Okay, thus Matsushita survived Great Depression. So the most important factor of a company's competitiveness is people's motivation to do a good job, as I just said. So with this motivated people, they are very eager to learn and grow. So sellers win is the basis to motivate our employees.
That story is saying something about when the situation is really, the company has sunk. Everyone's motivation is very low. So in that kind of a worst situation, the president or the leader put a full trust in people. And that's a very hard thing to do.
Yes.
I'm reminded of my own experience when I did my first quite a high-level senior leaders training program about leadership overseas for a Japanese trading firm, Shosha. It didn't go well. It's a high-profile senior leaders. And then the general manager in charge of my training, in charge of ASEAN, all the countries, told me, I don't care about what people say about your program, training style. I like what you're doing. That's all he said. That's the only advice he gave me, and no specific advices. Since then, something changed in myself, and the next program was super successful. So when he saw me, I'm doing a good job. I'm not doing a good job. Instead of giving me criticism, he put full trust. Then that changed something in myself. There's nothing to compare, but
I think
such a great leader of Matsushita.
That's the very nature of humankind. If you are trusted, you want to say, do your best.
I see. Okay, that's really a revealing story. Thank you. And there was a seller's win, and then buyer's win.
Okay.
Yeah.
So companies need to strive to get the customer's trust by their products and the services with good quality and reasonable prices. And to illustrate this, there is a very interesting story again by Konosuke. After the Great Kanto earthquake in 1923, a large-scale reconstruction work began in Tokyo. Okay? But due to extreme shortage of goods, including electric appliances, of course, prices went several times higher than before. And in this situation, Konosuke decided to sell his products indefinitely with the same price as before. Okay, then the customers were pleased and astonished, and so in this just one case, Matsushita established the trust among the Tokyo customers. Okay, so this was a very important step for Matsushita to grow from a local brand to a national brand.
Okay, that's a buyer's win or customers win. And then lastly, we have communities.
Yeah, okay. So by providing products and services that customers need, we can fulfill social needs and solve social problems. And I'd like to take an interesting case, this time from Sumitomo. Okay, so Teigo Iba, Mr. Teigo Iba, Sumitomo Group Director, visited Bessie Copper Mine in 1895. Could you show the flip,
Yeah,
next
sure.
flip? And the left picture shows scenes at the time. Okay, so he was shocked to see his devastated mountains by sulfurous gas generated by copper refining. And he ordered to plant trees until the mountain was restored to original green. After that, over 64 million trees were planted in the span of more than 70 years.
Wow.
And so here we see the before and the current status of the mountains.
Yes.
And so the mountains began to give back woods.
Yes.
And utilizing this, Sumitomo started to build and sell wooden houses.
Yes.
Oh,
And this is origin of Sumitomo Forestry. Currently is a #1 top share company in Japan.
Okay, I see. So the lesson here is that as long as we try our best to solve the problems in society or community through business, then we can turn the misfortune into fortune
Exactly,
in the long term.
So
Yes.
providing what the society needs, this is the exact definition of business.
Yes.
Okay? So if you look for new business, you need to look for problems the current society has.
so it's corporate social responsibility, if we use the modern word.
Yeah,
Okay, so that was a communities win, is it?
that's correct.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm sure to some of your readers who read and study Japanese management, Sampo Yoshi may sound a bit familiar. Sampo, again, the 3 parties or 3 directions, 3 ways happy, make them happy. And it sounds like it's a very old, traditional, or original Japanese business philosophy, and it is. But we have a interesting new English words that have a similar meaning to this philosophy. And if I may, the first one is seller's win could be regarded as the employee satisfaction.
That's correct.
And then buyer's win can be likened to customer satisfaction. And then community's win can be likened to community satisfaction. That's not a very common word, but corporate social responsibility. So many of those English words that are imported to Japan recently in katakana, some of them have its origins, birth in this country.
That's correct, yeah.
And the best example is, of course, Mr. Matsushita. All right, okay. We have spent about 10 minutes to talk about the good things about Japanese style management, and that have universal value, I believe. It would be fair to look at the other side of the coin. It challenges Japan or Japanese companies faces today. Your example of Sampo Yoshi needs literally a very long-term commitment to turn misfortune to fortune. Like the example of a mountain, how many years? Took 70 years to be restored, and they were sold for housing. It's also amazing. Mr. Matsushita's case of maintaining the price and service to the to the troubling customers during difficult times. Do you think that Japanese industries still keep such a long-term approach to business problem solving?
Unfortunately, I think many Japanese companies forgot this principle. And that's the main reason why so many big companies, Japanese companies, fail right now.
Forgetting, is it because of external pressure reason or internal reasons?
Maybe there are two. One is combination. The influence from outside is a huge pressure from investors to make more money. Okay.
For short-term, quarterly profit.
Yeah.
Right.
This is one thing. Another is from inside, that we forgot our history and the experiences.
But how can people of Japan, with such a long history, the longest as a single nation, can forget such deeply rooted philosophy in such a short time, the last few dozen years, I believe? Is it possible for people to forget it?
Yeah. People are easy to forget.
Easy to forget. Oh my God.
And one thing is that there is a great misconception that globalism is for, say, shareholders win. Okay. And so many people learned it. And so they thought that this global shareholders win game is a new way of advanced countries. But that was not true.
Okay. Issei-san, can I interrupt and ask you a bit difficult question to answer as management yourself? Recently, as everyone knows watching this show, we have a series of scandals in Japan. Listed famous companies of long standing.
That's correct.
Steel industry, aluminum industry, auto industry, finance industry, to name it. It's about fabrication of quality data, which must be the heart of what has made Japan very well known for its quality product. If a three-way wins, you describe, is a kind of a rita no seishin, or altruism, making other people happy first. Altruism, isn't fabricated quality going against the very foundation of what has made Japan very strong? It looks like three-way losses rather than wins.
That's correct.
Could you reiterate once again, how can we go about it, and how can it all happen?
So I perfectly agree with you. If they really think what is good for their customers, they cannot continue this fabrication of quality inspection data. They just mistakenly focus short-term profit or short-term shareholders win. But lost everything, lost even the shareholders win in the long run.
In the long run.
Okay. So I believe this misconception is the single most critical cause of the problem. So every day we need to remember what is good for our customers, good for our employees, and good for society. Okay. We need to keep asking us.
Keep asking us. All right. All right.
And then may I ask? Yes, like, because I also have a questions to Dr. Issei. Like, then could we have your few words about how Japan can reinforce all these values and continue to demonstrate an alternate way to in comparison to that of the Western countries?
Okay, so my advice is very simple. We know the way we should go. Okay. What we need to do is not to invent anything new, but to recall what our forerunners taught and practiced. So we need to look at our histories, and especially for the biographies of these very excellent Japanese managers.
I see.
The good lessons are already there.
Already there.
We need to go back and take a look.
There, yes. Just open the book. There are so many good books.
Okay. Well, there are so many things we cannot cover in such a short time, of course. So I hope we have another chance to invite you to our program. And in fact, you are coming next week also.
Okay, thank you very much.
To focus on different dimension of your philosophy. So can we close?
Yes.
We'd like to close our program by quoting Dr. Issei's one of his books. Japanese companies seem to think shareholder first Western business is a cutting edge new thing and regard the Japanese way of doing business outdated, although that seeks a three-way win, so sampo yoshi. Japanese business management excels far better in terms of making people and society happy. Today, excellent Western firms have taken notice of such virtues and are seeking an alternative model of business management in the so-called Japanese-styled management. So thank you very much for coming, Dr. Ise.
Thank you very much for the
Thank you
invitation.
very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes. And we got a special present for all the viewers of Japan Spirit. With the courtesy of Dr. Ise, we will present to you 4 copies of his book by lottery. And please email your name, address, your phone number, as well as your comments about our program to this email address, gojapanspirit@ch-sakura.jp, and we look forward to your entry. And thank you for watching our program.
Okay, thank you very much.
And until next time,
Goodbye.
bye.